It's all I ever knew. It's my time, hit these rhymes, enjoy this lyrical view. Going head first like a shirt, it's just what I'ma do. It's automatic, no manual. Tune in, don't change the channel.
We back on the Good Talk podcast. I'm your host, Tunde. Got my guy Sam with me like always.
What it do?
We have a special guest, but before we get to all of that, for everyone that's been watching, listening, make sure you subscribe. I know we're getting a new following base based off our guests. Make sure you subscribe, rate, leave reviews, comment, everything. But we have a special guest. A guest that I've been trying to get for a while, but because of communication and him being busy and all over Houston and all over the U.S. actually. Mikos Adams, what's good, my guy?
What up, man? How you doing?
What's good?
Yes, sir.
Real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So what you been up to?
Man, it's been a hell of a 2020 already, man. Man, it feels like it's already summertime. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to Miami 3 times in the last 40 days. Been to Atlanta, LA, and just planting a lot of seeds. You know what I mean?
Is this traveling leisure or business?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, okay.
I would say majority business, but find at least a little time to have some fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to keep that balance.
So we're gonna get started because your journey has been a unique one. I've met you prior through we both worked for a company 3 years ago, or I was an intern 3 years ago,
Yep.
And you was there, and it's just been a crazy experience, like from me talking to you and getting to know you from that point, and just tell us about that journey of you starting off working a 9 to 5 and you just balancing that with other things that you're currently doing or have been doing.
Yeah, man. So graduated from U of H in the supply chain field. So graduated from Bauer School of Business. Went into oil and gas for probably 5 years. Through all of the top oil and gas companies. Ended off with GE. And I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. That's the company that we met at. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a negative turned into a positive. I got laid off. The whole facility shut down. And I mean, prior to that, the whole year, I was just building my foundation as far as preparing to become a true entrepreneur. So ramping up with my promo, I've been doing nightlife for over 10 years. And yeah, just building that foundation as well as ramping up the client base for the Midas group. So ended up founding that with my co-partner, co-CEO, Tay Mitch. With the guy with the big beard, Martell guy.
Shout out to Tay Mitch.
Yeah. Shout out Young Mitch. He's in Atlanta right now, but yeah. So we ramped up our client base, and yeah, it was just a perfect opportunity for me to spread my wings and actually get out there and become a true entrepreneur.
So a little quick story how I met Mikos. One of my friends, Jeff, I was in his senior design group, and the summer prior to me starting the internship with General Electric, he was like, hey, make sure you reach out to Mikos, real cool dude, whatever, good guy to talk to while you're there. And so I remember my second week working there, I talked to you and I was like, hey bro, we're just talking, whatever. And then you told me about all these things that you were doing outside of work. And so that really sparked my mind because I was more focused, especially, in school, you're worried about getting that job, getting that money, whatever, but that's your only focus, especially in school, because, teachers don't really tell us this and that. It's just, hey, get your degree, get a job, that's it. But you telling me, hey, you was in the party industry, you was also doing other stuff, getting your business out there, about helping others, Midas Group, and I was like, I need to do more. I can't just be here in the internship, and that really kind of it clicked for me that, hey, when I do get a job, I gotta voucher and do other stuff. I gotta go and see, okay, what else do I have interest in? What else can really make me become who I am? Not just, hey, working for an oil and gas company, working for this company. So that's a little quick story about how I met him. But that really, I appreciate you for that because we were always talking in the morning and you just give me just great knowledge and info about it. And it's just, man.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, even for my team and my staff that I work with, I'm big on majors and minors. So what that means is yeah, you may have a job or, a full-time opportunity that you that you hustle for, but you should also have like that passion project or like that side business that you really care about and you're willing to work, 5 to 9 after hours, and be able to build that up so that you're not just 24/7 worried about work or getting into that stagnant routine of like, all right, let me wake up, get off of work, watch a bunch of TV, and then wake up and do it all over again. Before you know it, 10 years fly, and you're like, damn, what have I done? You know
I'm
what I mean?
still here.
Right. But yeah, that's something that I definitely preach and I live by.
So let me ask a question. So besides like the I guess income, money, what really like drives you to just have all these, just put your toes out in all these like I guess business ventures and entrepreneur and everything you do?
So for me, man, my goal is to inspire. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that wish and hope to, have your own business and, become an entrepreneur, be an influencer, whatever the case may be. And I feel like I'm put on this earth to do that and inspire people and show them that it's possible. There's not a lot of people that like I even grew up with that even went to college or even graduated and found a career opportunity or career path, let alone become an entrepreneur, a successful one. So my goal is to lead by example and hopefully be able to share the gems and help someone else get to where I'm at.
Okay. So this Midas group, tell us about it.
Oh man, the Midas group. So we're a group of creatives, and our goal is to prove the power of influence. So whether that's through our lifestyle, whether that's through philanthropy, whether that's through business, our goal is to show people that there is a creative outlet outside of just the norm, right? So yeah, we do parties and stuff like that, but I mean, there's other ways to be creative. Sierra, she paints and does photography, videography, graphic design, like all of that, right? I got another, one of my boys, Craig, he models, acts, does design work. Devin does fashion, you know what I mean? Tay Mitch is crazy with the brims. You've seen his brim release. So like everybody has like that creative touch, and the goal for us is to help people find their Midas touch. Like, what are you good at? What is your golden touch? Is it voice? Is it the podcast? Is it interviewing and media? You know what I mean? Is it style? Figuring out what that is and being able to leverage the other creatives within the collective to help that come into fruition.
So Midas Group, how did it start? Like, was it something that you
Yeah, so
like, hey, let me start this?
It's crazy. Me and Tay Mitch started off doing promo. We did a weekly Friday called Privé Fridays, and we actually met through a mutual business partner, and we just clicked. You know what I mean? We realized that we were different, but at the same time, a lot of our thought processes were the same, right? On entrepreneurship and hustle and creativity. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to create this movement and this business model. We figured if we can get people to come to the club every week, we could utilize those same tactics to get people to whatever business, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's online, whether it's service provider. We realized that we're utilizing the same tactics to drive people to the club that someone could utilize for their business or brand. So that's email marketing, web design, graphic design, flyers, commercials, like literally everything that gets people to the club, we're utilizing those tactics to get people into businesses.
Okay, so you did bring up party promoting. How is that? So you got the Midas Group, so party promoting. How do you go about that as in with all the other stuff that you're doing? So what does that entail?
So the partying, so that's kind of like the foundation.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like how we started. That's how we got our influence. That's how we got our fan base. But so we utilize that to kind of like build on top of it. So Tay getting the opportunity with Martell and Avion, I didn't have a liquor job at the time. So I was just like, man, this is a whole new world. You know what I mean? He got a budget, he got a corporate card, he's swiping everywhere he goes, eating, drinking for free. You know what I mean? And not for free, but it's part of the lifestyle, right? So yeah, you're representing the brand and you're making it look good, but at the same time, you already have to be out. So it just fits, right? So one thing that I preach to a lot of like people that want to be influencers is like, don't just represent a brand that you care nothing about, or you can't feel passionate about, or it doesn't fit into your lifestyle. Like a lot of people like may look at it and it looks all glamorous. Oh, I want to be a liquor ambassador, but you don't go out. You know what I mean? But you want it. It looks cool, so you're like, all right, let me get this check. But man, it's draining. You know what I'm saying? Like going out every single night for work and not for play. Like, bruh, I can't even describe how much work it is, because there's reporting behind it, right? So every drink or bottle that we get, it has to be reported. You know what I mean? We have to get content, pictures of people that don't want to take pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about like all the talent or celebrities, whatever you want to call them, artists that, you know, you got to get some content of them holding the bottle of Moët. And it's like, who wants to really do that? I don't even want to do that half the time. So you got to get creative with your influence. But, you know, the partying, starting off with partying helped us get to those different areas of the industry.
Okay, so you are a Moët lifestyle ambassador. How did that come about? How did you get that?
So I started off in the liquor industry with Circoc and Bad Boy. So I handled all of like their marketing in the Houston area. So that went from Circoc, Delon Tequila. We got brought in on Sean John projects. Of course, Bad Boy naturally. So like when King Combs, Christian was dropping his first single, the big one with Chris Brown, like we were influential in pushing that. You know what I mean? So all of these different areas that Puff owns, we were kind of like the street team, if you will. So it was like 6 of us in the country, all major markets: Houston, DC, LA, Miami, Chicago. And yeah, I mean, we were kind of like I said, the street team. And so from there, went on to take the opportunity with Moët Hennessy. And if y'all didn't know, Moët Hennessy, they own everything. Like they're actually Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy. So they own Louis, they own Fendi, they own Fenty. They own a lot, bro. And so yeah, joined the opportunity to become the Moët lifestyle ambassador, and it's been great, man. It's all about luxury, and we got a big year coming up. So yeah, stay tuned for all of the activations and dope shit we got coming.
Okay, and that seems for a normal person like, okay, Moët ambassador, he does this and does that, but I know it takes a toll, because you got the party promoter, you got the Midas group. So what your day to day? How do you balance that?
Yeah, it's crazy. My day to day. So what I started to implement is kind of like incorporating 3 days in one. So within that 24-hour period, I try to have 3 6-hour days. So, you know, I may start from 6 to noon, and then like from noon to 6, and then the last 6 to midnight. So I try to break it down like that to where I'm able to accomplish everything that I need to within those 3 main buckets. So that first 6 to noon will be like money generating activities or revenue generating activities. That's what I call it. So that's like responding to emails, potential leads, following up with clients that I already have, making sure that everything is okay on their end. If they have any questions or concerns, I address them. Launching Facebook ads, sending emails, autoresponders, just a bunch of marketing tactics that help me stay level as well as increase the cash flow or business that I bring in. And then from 12 to 6, that'll kind of be like my less intensive decisions that I have to make. So like, you know, running errands, or let's say I have to go print some flyers, you know, anything that's like task driven, that's just like a checklist, then I'll try to knock that out from 12 to 6. And then 6 to 12 will be like personal development. So it'll be like family, working out, meal prepping, anything that's kind of like, all right, it's the end of the day, I don't have to think too much about it. You know what I mean? And then from there, after 12 is when I may go out and pop bottles for Moët, or, you know what I mean, go out for Dior Saturdays. So just breaking up my day like that helps drastically.
Okay.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy, because like, I mean, I see your IG, and of course, like you said, from 6 to 12, you're popping bottles and stuff. That's all we see.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
This guy's living a life. Like,
It's
how you put it right there, you actually have structure, you have to have a balance, you have to have, you know, stuff going on for you to actually live that lifestyle. So it's just That's crazy.
Yeah, it's dope, man. I mean, and then this year, I know one of our biggest investments is going to be in content. So getting cameras around at all times, making sure people are able to see what happens from 6 to 6 or from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, where we're not popping bottles and we're running around chasing clients or following up, putting out fires. And just the struggles, you know what I mean? Like, I think people don't see the challenges. You know what I'm saying? It looks dope, but there's a million things that are going on right now that I probably need to be tending to. And I'm like, yo, Sierra, Erica, where you at? Like, I need that. I need the email sent, ma'am. Hey.
Yeah, I think she's
hey. But yeah, so you know, the team matters a lot as well. You know what I mean? Making sure you have people that are like seeing, they're able to see your vision, even though it's not here. That's like a huge piece, as well as like the structure of like the days and making sure you're organized.
So are these, I guess Sierra, you said, is she like your biggest support? Or?
So I would say both of them hold it down. Like, Sierra's probably been with me the longest, but the way Erica jumped in, like, she just pick up the pieces and runs with it. So she's they're both solid. Like, I would say Sierra's the creative, Erica's like the hustler, and hitting the ground running with it. So both of them are solid. I would say like they're like my right hand.
Okay, shout out to Sierra, because I was blowing up her phone for the last year on getting you, Mr. Busy Guy, on the podcast. Her patience was able to make this work. But creatives, is it still in 2020? Is it still a myth that you have to go to like LA or New York or all these big cities to make it out, rather than, okay, let's stay in Houston? Because back in the day, it was, okay, you got to go to these cities to make it out. But I see now you have guys like you, Tay Midge, Jay Mulan, I mean, DJ Rogers, like the list goes on and on, DJ Shantae, and y'all are, you know, I mean, y'all are big time to me. And it's just, y'all were in Houston. Like, y'all went from Houston to these other cities.
Yeah.
So speak on that. Is it still a myth that, okay, you have to go to these cities instead of just staying in your local city?
Yeah, I think that it's still a myth that you have to leave. You know what I mean? Like, I even thought about moving to like LA, or like I have opportunity on the table to go to Miami, but man, I love Houston. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's so much low-hanging fruit here that people haven't tapped into. Like, there are a bunch of creatives and there are a bunch of young professionals that want to do cool shit. You know what I mean? But it's like, who's gonna provide that experience for them? Who's gonna provide that service or that business for them? Even like music, right? Like, you see what Don Toliver has done, and I mean, you see what Lizzo's doing. You see what Toby's done. Toby, I mean,
Southwest.
You know what I'm saying? West up.
Oh yeah, he's from the West, by the way, for those that don't know.
Yeah, Toby. So like, I would go to Thanksgiving, you know, dinners or like experiences at his crib, and boys would just be freestyling. Chesto would be killing it, all of them. And I jump out there, you know what I'm saying? I jump out there here and there. But seeing the progression and like the hustle, you know what I mean? It's all about like consistency and having a message that, you know, people can resonate with. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to leave. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can travel and still have Houston be the home base.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then Houston's so popping now that like it's got this a lot. It has so much awareness now. You know what I mean? Like, our sports are popping. And I mean, music is popping, fashion's popping. I mean, it's just a lot of creative shit going on right now. And I think now is the worst time to leave, if anybody thought about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, so
that all started with like networking. And I know a lot of people are always saying, how do I get here? How'd you get here? Or how can I make it out of Houston or whatever? So speak on that networking and building relationships. Because building relationships is my number one goal, or one of my number one goals, especially with starting this podcast, because, you know, worst case scenario, you know, your job, your 9 to 5, you can get laid off, you can get fired, or you might want to quit. But the relationships that you build outside of work, that can really fold you or put you in a position where you can go to other companies or work for other people or start your own business. So speak on that networking, because everyone's always like, oh, what should I do? How can I do it?
Yeah, I think that networking by far is like the most important skill to have, just because, I mean, opportunities are found from ideas, but you have to know somebody either in these positions or have people know what you do in order to bring you the opportunity. So, for instance, even with my corporate background, the whole way I even got into GE was through my mentor. And he sent me an email, called me, and was like, "Hey, GE's hiring. You know what I mean? They're having a mixer, career mixer. See if you want to, attend." So I actually went with Chester, and we walk in there, and literally we're the youngest people there, the youngest. And not only that, we're African American. So it's like we got those two things that we feel like are detriments to our success as far as obtaining a job at this career fair. But we walk in, and we kind of we work the room. You know what I mean? That's one of our skill sets that we've been able to pick up since college. And, I think we did exceptionally well. We touched every single table, every single department that was represented there, and we actually ended up both getting opportunities. I got the first job offer from GE. Then later on, Chester ended up getting another opportunity with another oil and gas company, but then GE followed up with him probably like a month later. But by that time, he was kind of in too deep. But that just goes to show you that networking is so important, because without my mentors or just people knowing what I do or what I'm looking to get into, I wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Okay. So who are a couple of people that have been mentors to you that have really helped you during this journey?
Man, one of my biggest mentors in the creative and marketing space is David Anderson. So DA, he's the founder of the Heist Agency as well as 2010 Media. And I work with him on a ton of projects, man. I would consider myself like his right hand, but he's been so influential into seeing like what's possible. Like even from the days of like us promoting, he taught us how you can do more than just the night, right? You could be involved with liquor sales and how you can include sponsorship into the night. He kind of just took us under his wing and showed us what's possible, even from the marketing agency. Being able to be acquired by a huge national multi-million-dollar agency. He showed that was possible. So, man, shout out to DA for sure.
Shout out to DA, man. I think you.
Pretty much got over everything I wanted to ask about.
What y'all got next, man? I want to ask y'all some questions now.
Hold on, before we get you got us last, but I got a couple. So we got this new thing called Quick Talk. I actually came up with it last night. Going over this. So we're actually quick questions, and you just give us quick responses. And these are some very interesting questions. So my first one is, what is more annoying, especially you being in this industry, of people asking you, "Hey, Mikos, can you sponsor this event?" Or the people that are, "Hey, Mikos, can you get us into this club, this party, this event?"
By far, I would say, "Hey, can you sponsor my event?" So, I got a baby shower coming up. Like, can you just drop off some Moët bottles, or you know what I mean? I got this book club meeting that, hopefully you could just do a toast with, and it's like, these opportunities just don't make sense. You know what I mean? They have to fit for the brand. They have to see an ROI. These are huge corporations and businesses that have dollars for marketing, but what's gonna make a brand like a Moët Hennessy sponsor your event, and what return are they gonna get? Like, that's what people don't necessarily understand. And they're like, you just get free bottles all the time. Like, just give me some. That's not the case. I would say that's by far more annoying than can you get me in the club? Because I can send somebody an RSVP link and be like, just get there before 11. You good, you feel me? Come pull up Dior Saturdays. But with the sponsorship, it's kind of hard to explain the intricacies of it.
Yeah, but there's those people that pull up at like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, they're mixed. They just don't get in. Simple as that. Like,
but they like, "Mikos, come on, bro." Like,
nah.
I'm with or you tell them to come, and they got like +2s.
Of course.
+4s.
If I tell you to come, I tell you to come. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean come with your partner and you got your two homegirls and your cousin that just graduated. Like, nah. If I tell you to come, you good. But everybody else, nah. We're not running over. All right. Man, what do y'all do? I want to know what y'all do outside of the podcast.
You want to go first today or what's up?
All right, so I got a 9 to 5. I work for a consulting firm, and I'm a consultant, technology consultant, and I can't really speak on what I do because I don't want. Just find me on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Just find me on LinkedIn, but
that collage that everybody was doing, like the Facebook,
Oh, yeah,
Instagram,
yeah,
LinkedIn,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that shit is so accurate.
No, that is LinkedIn, Facebook, IG, Twitter. Like me personally, like Twitter, I only go there for sports. Like I go there, check my news for sports or talk about sports. I'm not into like, tweeting about song lyrics or, being my feelings about life or whatever. I just go there for sports. Then IG, I throw content. And now one of my goals is to throw more content. If it's in the podcast, if it's photography, I just started photography, by the way. So if y'all need a photographer,
Yeah, man.
hit me up. Hey, Mikos, we got to talk about this later. But I got that going. And then it's just, I'm trying to build my network. Like this podcast, one of my goals was to build my network and also help the people listening and watching establish their network on, hey, maybe they can reach out to you and say, hey, Mikos, I'm dealing with this, can you help me, blah, 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 or any guests that we have, because networking is important. Without networking, I honestly think life is not the same. You got to build those relationships because anything can happen. You might fall down on the face of the earth and you need people to help you and bring you back up. And so that's really why I started this podcast and doing a little bit of photography.
Preach.
All right, what you got? What you got going on?
Oh, me, I got a lot going on actually, but I'm a personal trainer, online health and fitness coach. I'm a sponsor of, Herbalife.
Oh, dope.
Yes, sir. I actually just enlisted into the Air Force Reserves too. I don't think I even told you that today.
No, you
did.
didn't.
I didn't.
Look at y'all. You did, man.
I know I didn't, but I was gonna tell y'all.
Breaking news.
Shout out to Ketchy for putting me on. Like he's the one that I guess last year he enlisted and he told me about it, and I was like, okay, benefits and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And actually get my my career going somewhere. So I'm like, okay, let me just see what's up, and it made me shake my whole beard. Like I don't know, you've never seen me before, but I had a whole thick beard. And it was like,
looking like Wolverine.
They gotta go. Nah, it wasn't Wolverine. It was more like Rose. Like it was more like
That was not
JH. I had the full beard.
Nah,
I
that shit was.
this guy's crazy. But yeah, so they made me chop it off and everything. So I'm naked face dudes now. But so like I said, I got that going.
It's dope. Fitness.
Yeah. So that's really my biggest thing right now. And just like how Tunde said, like networking is the biggest part of my brand and everything. So I try to just get my face out there any way possible. So when we bring up this idea about this podcast, I'm like, of course, bro, I would drive. Right now I stay in San Antonio. I would drive 3 hours just to, do a podcast and shit. So
shout out to Countdown City.
Shout out to, that city.
It's not my favorite, I can't lie.
Not, yeah, it's cool, There's a lot of diehard Spurs fans, and they really oblivious to everything else in sports going on.
Calm down.
But
she's from San Antonio.
Oh, she's
a Spurs fan.
I know, like they think Tim Duncan's the GOAT. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. You can say something.
We all know.
She has no comment because the Spurs aren't doing.
Oh, so I'm learning Spanish this year.
Okay.
So shout out to Duolingo. I need a sponsorship, by the way. Duolingo, holla at me. My rates are reasonable. All right. So
Hey, I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Duolingo, bro, it's an app, and it literally annoys the shit out of you every day until you do your lesson for the day. But it's dope. It's free. And yeah, I'm determined to learn Spanish.
No, I am too. I took Spanish 3 in high school.
Man, that was so long ago, dude.
That was the ultimate finesse. I don't
You
remember
had to
anything.
flex that though. The Spanish 3, that's level.
Yeah, because usually Spanish 1, Spanish 2, but they were like, hey, Spanish 3, you can learn a lot, blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, I didn't learn. I was just finessing my way in it, and I forgot everything.
That's how,
until,
of course.
Until I worked at Nike, the retail in San Marcos, and I had to learn what todo está bien, being the holidays where you got all these foreigners coming in. And so I only know like 5 things in Spanish, but I got to, build that up because it's great. I want to be not just talented, multi-diverse. I want to have multiple languages. I don't even know my native language, but I got to get back on that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was getting honest about that. I'm the same way. Like I can't speak Igbo to save my life, but I guess one of these days I'm gonna learn it.
I feel it, man. I know a little bit of Igbo.
You are part of the Nigerian community.
Kedu. I'm out here.
I need my.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Cachipo.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm out here, bruh.
Nah. So you're a Yibo. I'm Yoruba. So Mikos is part
Oh, my bad.
Yibo, and my guy
He
Sam
definitely
is
fits
full
an Igbo description. If you told me he was Igbo, I
Bro,
believe it.
real talk. I've gotten it. All my homies,
Yeah.
all my frat brothers are Nigerian, so like I go to their parents' houses, and of course, naturally, they ask if I'm Igbo, and I'm like, nah, I'm not. And I don't know a lick of Yoruba. That's a tough one.
You don't know Yoruba?
Nah, bro.
Odabo
Odabo
means bye.
means bye. Odabo.
Odabo. So
Odabo.
if you want to,
Hey, I'm a running man. I might learn 3 languages.
So,
You know what I'm saying? But that's dope though. So fitness, photography, and podcasting. I like it. That's dope.
Okay.
So yeah, so I do a class.
Speak on that too, please.
I have a coaching program called Hustle to the Top.
Okay.
It's a 12-week course that kind of helps you as a creative and business owner build your brand. And I pretty much take you step by step through the process. So helping you build your email list, helping you learn how to create your own website or landing page, all the way through to launching your own Facebook and Instagram ads, as well as knowing how to create your own content. So I take you through like a Canva tutorial, very in-depth, so that you can create your own content. I think it's super important. And people love it. And I just finished my second class or my cohort. And man, I would like for y'all to be a part of it, man. Especially with y'all's backgrounds and what y'all do. I think for fitness it'll help drastically, as well as like for photography and the podcast. So yeah, if y'all are down, man, I'll definitely get y'all on board. It's a once a week Zoom meeting. Okay. So the first 30 to 45 minutes is lecture, and then like the last 15 is like Q&A, okay. Or if you guys have any questions, or if y'all can bounce off ideas off of your classmates. It's one of those things, and you get homework every week from the class. It's real dope, man. It's interactive, engaging, and it's not boring. So
send me that link because I'll attach it to our podcast, Apple Podcasts.
I was gonna say, man, social media and like just marketing myself, like it's one thing I really want to learn how to do and just get a grasp on.
Yeah, I mean, and if you learn that skill set, I mean, it doesn't matter what business you start. You'll be able to have it thrive. Like a lot of people don't think that it's important, or they don't even know where to begin. I think that's a lot of the questions that I get. Like it'll be based around content development, or I don't even know where to begin. So I help build that foundation to where you have the structure to build your own sales funnel and to be able to drive leads and ultimately grow your business. So yeah, I'll send y'all the link.
Send the link, so I'm attaching to.
I also have a free content calendar, bundle that you can attach to the link. Hey man, look, the freebies is what leads to the pays. So people don't even think about that. But for fitness, man, if you wanted to get more sales or leads, I would say come up with like an ebook. Or maybe like a challenge, right? A lot of people want to do like a 5-day challenge, ab challenge or something like that. And everybody that enrolls in that is typically someone that would work with you. And that'll help build that know, like, and trust. So you may have like a drip series where literally every day an email gets sent to them instead of maybe even the ebook, because that'll help them learn how you talk, what's your slang. A lot of people feel like you got to be like real formal with your email. Like you keep it real organic and authentic. Even for photography, like for a photographer, I would say one of the lead magnets could be book a free photo shoot. You know what I mean? And it could be like a giveaway. Everybody that enrolls in the opportunity to get the free photo shoot, someone that clearly is going to be interested in a shoot, right? Whether they win or not.
I just thought of something, bro. Like, I need to be in a photo shoot with you, bro.
We
need to just link up and just do one thing.
If you're in fitness, you should take the pictures.
Why we never thought about that before, bro?
That's crazy.
This guy, he's giving game to our listeners and viewers, but he's also giving game to the podcasters. Like, you don't get this.
Like, for sure.
You don't get this.
I just thought that. I was like,
But that's heat though. Like both of y'all. I mean, I think everybody, for sure, service providers, right? That's one of my strengths is working with people who need leads. So both of y'all need leads, and the course will be phenomenal for y'all. Like I have no doubt that y'all can see success from it, and it helps to bring accountability to you guys, right? Sure. So it's every week. Imagine you're in a call with 6 other business owners or creatives, and everybody's talking about their successes or what they've gotten done, and you ain't bring your homework. You know what I mean? Like imagine so it's that type of accountability and a core group that you can lean off of. Oh, yo, Tunde, I don't know how to do my content brain dump. Like, can you help me out with it? You know what I mean? So it's that type of rhythm that we try to instill within our class. But it's dope, bro. I'm excited for y'all to be a part.
Okay, I'm down, and I know people watching and listening. Hey, make sure you sign up for that. I'll post the link in this podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and YouTube. So what else do you have going on?
So real quick, if y'all want to subscribe to my text blast or email list, text MOREGEMS, MOREGEMS to 44222, 44222 MOREGEMS, and you can get access to all of my trainings. I do a free training every Tuesday. Jeez. Monday or Tuesdays? Is it Mondays? Every Monday. So every Monday I'll do a free training. It'll be live, but it won't be for everybody. It'll be for anybody that's on my email or text list. You'll get the access code, and you'll be able to attend the live trainings. But I'll literally go through all of the steps to building your business. Of course, it'll be piece by piece because I can't do it all in like one session. But if you have access to my email list or if you're on my text list, then you'll be able to access the trainings every week. So text MOREGEMS to 44222. And yeah, let's get it.
We're on it right now.
Okay, got that. So you got anything coming up in the future?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do my first live event. Well, not my first live event, my first solo live event. Later this month or first weekend in March. So that'll be based around the foundations of building your business. It'll be more hands-on. So everybody who attends, you get your ticket, but you'll also be able to build out your sales funnel and all of your content strategies to build your business. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. And one last question. All right. What is just everything you've done, past, currently going on, what is your biggest accomplishment so far?
Biggest accomplishment?
Or something that you've been proud of, or it could be what's your favorite event that you hosted, collabed with, whatever, just.
So my biggest accomplishment to date, I would say, is completing my first full year of entrepreneurship. So last year, 2019, literally like no corporate benefits, no salary, like literally just hustle and execution. So with that being said, now I truly so a lot of people don't even know that entrepreneurship sucks. This is not fun, having to literally hustle and have it all be on you. People don't understand, if you work for a company, you have that job or that role, but ultimately you can leave and, the ship can burn or it can succeed, but it's not on you. You can just burn, right? But entrepreneurship is literally all on you. So it's you that decides whether you make or break it. And it's a tough thing to do, you know what I mean? When you talk about making money and being able to thrive past 5 years, that's a struggle. So being able to do that all 2019 and come out up is my biggest accomplishment by far.
So your favorite event?
Favorite event?
You hosted, collab, whatever.
Favorite event I would say is Circoc Studios. So I was able to introduce a lot of my creativity and incorporate my team. My team came in and came up with the dopest concepts and ideas, how to incorporate Houston artists and as well as creatives into the experience. I think that was by far, we had glow in the dark wristbands that bounce with the beat. It was just crazy. We had Don Toliver before he was signed to Travis. He came out and was our headliner and killed it. We had Slim Thug and Keisha Nicole hosted. I mean, it was a fire event and definitely a staple for the city.
Okay. Appreciate that. Where can people follow you?
Oh yeah, follow me at I am Mikos. That's IAMMIKOS on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Okay. I guess that's it. We appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you, Mikos, for joining the podcast.
Hey,
this guy's
good talk.
Haven't ended it yet. Good talk.